If you're a car enthusiast that is new to GTA Online, you may find out rather quickly that there are a lot of cars to spend your money on. So today I have made a guide to kind of go back and refer to whenever you're deciding what to spend your hard-earned money on if you're not doing glitches on cars in GTA Online. Hopefully you find this useful and entertaining, and let's get into it. Our first subject is price. Prices in GTA Online are absolutely crazy now. It seems like ever since COVID that caused the initial inflation in 2020, it actually happened in GTA Online because cars ever since then have been extremely overpriced in my opinion, and prices have never really been the same since then. So it's hard to find a car under $1 million. Any car under $1 million really, I would say, is underpriced. If it's a good car. If it's a bad car, then it's overpriced, and you can make that judgment for yourself. But a lot of cars in GTA Online are very expensive, and you shouldn't ever really let that get in the way of your buying decision. If a car's expensive and you like it, then go for it. Like, if you feel like you will use the car a lot, it's something that you like how it looks and you like how it will be customized, then go for it. And even though the price may be expensive, GTA Online, there are tons of ways to make money. You shouldn't really stress about price ever, really, unless you are very tight on cash and you just don't have that much. Then I completely understand if you don't want to spend $3 million on a car. But if you like a car, you feel like you will drive that car often, and you have watched reviews of it maybe, then I would say go ahead and buy it, because honestly, at the end of the day, that's your money and that's your choice. Now, one small problem about this whole price situation is that Rockstar actually will raise prices on some cars if they find that some cars are popular and they can demand more of a premium. Now, I don't mean they will raise the prices after the fact. I mean, if they were to add a Trackhawk, say next week, they're not, but let's just say, for example, that Trackhawk will be very expensive because they know that everyone wants one, everyone will buy it for whatever price. Really, they could price it at $3 million for all they care, and people will pay that price. Even though some people may cut the cost, they may say, you know what, I'm not going to pay that price, I'm just going to buy another car or wait till it goes on sale. People will do that, and they will buy it that way as well, but people will pay a high price to get it first and to get it fast. And once again, if it was a highly requested car like the Trackhawk, it will go for big money. Another factor to take into account when making a purchase about a certain car is how often you see them. Basically, if a car is underrated or overrated. Basically, pretty much every car that is fast and expensive in GTA Online, in my opinion, is overrated. Because they may be fast, they may be expensive, but there's not much else to them. They don't have customization, they don't have detail, and that's fine. You could buy those cars as well, but if you want to stand out a little bit, definitely buy some cars that you don't see often, like the Peyote Gasser is what I'm driving here. Never see this car ever, maybe for a good reason, because the handling is pretty bad, the speed is good, it's a fun drag car, but just to drive around town is a pretty bad car overall. Same case with the Drift Yosemite. The only thing is, on the Drift Yosemite, the handling is very slidey because it is supposed to be a drift car. But once you get it going on the highway or something and you're going in a straight line, the speed is actually pretty good. And once you start moving around, you can see that it's very stable and it's planted if you know how to handle it well. And overall, the Drift Yosemite is a good car as well that I never see. It is actually on podium during this week while I am recording. So, if I'm posting it after the week or before, make sure to grab it because it's a very underrated car in my opinion. But yeah, you should definitely take that into account because you always want to stand out from the crowd. You always want to do something different and make your own sort of look and be unique. This next one is a bit of a hot topic. So recently, Rockstar removed about 180 cars from GTA Online to be purchased. If you have the car, you still have them. They didn't remove them from your garage, but you can't purchase them on their websites, Legendary Motorsports and Southern San Andreas. So you have to find them in Premium Deluxe Motorsports or Luxury Autos, the dealerships that are in GTA Online. And that should also be something that you think about, because if you're an older player coming back into the game and you're like, you know what, I want to buy the car back in the day, when I was a little kid or something, and I want to buy it now because I have the money, maybe I'll work a job, I'll buy a short card or whatever, that car may not even be in the game anymore because Rockstar deleted it. It was part of the 180 some vehicles that got deleted, and you will have to take that into account as well. However, once again, if you already had these cars, then I would say don't ever sell them. They will sometimes come on sale at the dealerships, but the Premium Deluxe only has 6 cars, I think 6 or 5, and Luxury Autos only has 2 at any given week. So you have to take that into account as well. Any car you want that is deleted, you will have to find at a dealership or from another player. Finding it from a player can be pretty much a getaway ticket, a very easy route to go down. but that's only if they get the car. Then you go to the car meet and then you buy it off of them, and that's basically how you get a deleted car. But once again, you have to find someone with that car, and it could be an expensive car as well. And that's really the hardest part, because most of these older legacy cars like the Jester, the Coquette, people didn't buy them because they saw that they were always available and they ended up never buying them, but now they're rare. A major factor that goes into my purchases is detail. So here we have a beater Dukes with a blower on it, and as you can see here, the blower actually reacts to the throttle input I give it. I think this is so cool and such a small detail that Rockstar had to animate and put in the game, and I think I really appreciate it. Now I will say this specific detail is only on cars after the Arena War update. So if you have a blower from before that update, it doesn't work. You have to get a car that is after that update with a blower, and it will work. But I think it's so cool that they added this. I actually never noticed when it didn't work, but now that they added it, I definitely do. Similarly, the Rattle or the Rattle, whatever this is called, has optional exhaust pipes that go on the sides that has caps on it, and the caps will actually lift with the throttle that you give it. Another case of Rockstar putting in little details into a car. And I actually drive the Rattle a lot because of this, because it's a cool off-roader, it's a fun off-roader, it's pretty good as well. And the tiny little detail, the little pipe, the little cover on the exhaust, I think it's so cool. And I like to see whenever I go off-roading, just kind of flap it a little bit and it goes up, down, up, down, up, down. Pretty cool to look at, and I do appreciate them adding this detail. Some people may not care about these littler details, but the next detail I'm going to show you is pretty crazy. So here I have a Cognoscenti. It is based off of the Maybach 62, which is the long wheelbase of the Maybach 57, and it is in real life incredibly quiet on the inside. I've seen many reviews of people driving it, point of view driving, and it is so quiet. They did a really good job at sound deadening the interior, and in GTA they actually did this. Take a listen. Something that people may or may not care about is how close a car looks to its real-life counterpart. Here I'm driving a Cypher that is based off of the BMW M2, and it looks incredibly close to its real-life counterpart. Legit. The only thing that is a little bit different is it doesn't have the iconic kidney grille that have now become lungs in newer M cars, but we're not even going to talk about that. I'm not trying to make this video 40 minutes, and it's good that it doesn't have that. So yeah, a lot of cars actually look very similar to their real life counterparts, and people, once again, may or may not care about this. Some people actually, I have heard, think that it is lazy for Rockstar to do this sort of thing where they take a car in real life and they make it exactly the same in GTA Online. But I honestly like it. As a car enthusiast, it makes me like the car more and feel like I'm actually driving in real life, which GTA Online has always been a sort of life simulator, criminal sort of thing. So for me to drive a car that looks very close to its real life counterpart actually means a lot to me, because it just makes the game all the more enjoyable whenever you do role plays and stuff like that, even though I don't do role plays. But in role plays, whenever they drive the real life, you know, the Hellcats and the Mustangs, all that, it looks really cool, and it just makes it feel more alive and more immersive, which is, let's be honest, what games are going for nowadays. And it's not a bad thing that they're going that direction, because I like it, and I'm sure most people do. The last thing that you should take into account, probably one of the biggest things, is speed. Speed is king in Los Santos. If you don't have a car that doesn't go at least over 170, you are nothing, because honestly everyone needs a fast, good car, and there are good options. The S95 is a good option. The Entity XXR is pretty expensive, but I mean, if you like how it looks, I drive it all the time. But for the price, for the look, the speed is rather lackluster on that car, so honestly I'd say just pass on that. But the Vigero ZX is a good one, the S95 again, and there are other good ones as well. But don't let speed be a factor that makes you not want to buy a car. I have many cars that don't go over 130 that I still drive regularly because they make up for it in other ways. Maybe they have good customization, or they look really good by itself, or their handling is really good, like the Masacro. The Masacro has great handling. It was only 350 150,000 before it got deleted, and I happily will drive my older cars that don't go as fast as my newer ones, because that's just the way I've always been, and that's the way I think a lot of people should be. Because at the end of the day, once again, just drive something that you like and is as immersive as possible, because this is the same thing as in real life. Speed doesn't make a car fun, it just makes it more thrilling, I guess you could say. But there are cars that are fun to drive in real life that don't necessarily go fast. Miata. And yeah, I think GTA Online definitely follows that logic as well, and it's not a bad thing at all. But that is it, everyone. Thank you for watching an enthusiast guide to cars in GTA Online. Hopefully you found this useful, entertaining, and enjoyable. Hopefully you liked your time here. Hopefully you stick around, because I got way more coming. Don't even worry about it. And I will see you all soon. Thank you for watching once again. Goodbye. One last thing, I already know it's going to be in the comments somewhere. I don't have nearly this many friends, so don't judge me. These cars came from NPCs. So this came from SecuroServe. Sorry for my stutter there. This came from Agatha Baker. The Emirates is obviously a personal vehicle, so, you know, pretty self-explanatory there. This came from Franklin. You can request it by calling him. The Granger came from Agent 14, and the Shafter came from Tony. And that's how you get all the cars I got in this video, just from one person. If you had two people, there would be like, this whole place would be filled up. But yeah, just in case you're curious, once again, thank you for watching.